Hello, everyone. My name is Gregory, and this is The View from Out Here. The political retribution that we have all been expecting has begun. On Friday, the home and offices of former presidential advisor John Bolton were raided by the FBI. NBC reports that they were looking for classified government documents they suspected were used to write one of Bolton's books, both of which are critical of Donald Trump and his first failed presidency. Interestingly enough, this would be the very same felony charges leveled against Donald Trump for classified documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago 2 years ago. The charges against Donald Trump, however, were never adjudicated because he was elected president before a trial could take place. Donald Trump was asked by a reporter shortly after the news of the raid broke, and his answer was, "I don't know anything about it," which has traditionally been his standard answer when he doesn't want people to know that he's at the very center of whatever crime a reporter might be asking about at that moment. Donald Trump's weaponization of the Department of Justice should come as no surprise to anyone. He's been preparing us for the normalization of the weaponization of justice for about 10 years now, ever since what he refers to as Russia, Russia, Russia hoax and his two impeachments. You see, Donald Trump believes that he is above the law, that laws don't apply to him like they do to his many enemies. Therefore, any charge against him is by its very nature the weaponization of justice. You will remember the more rabid MAGA Republican pit bulls in Congress like MAGA Marge, Josh Hawley, Jim Jordan, constantly promoting the concept of the weaponization of the Justice Department against Donald Trump during the failed Hunter Biden laptop and Biden crime family hearings in House subcommittees throughout the Biden administration. That was the MAGA Republican opening salvo to what is to come. President Barack Obama and President Joe Biden were mentioned Friday morning as likely targets for further weaponization. Donald Trump has a pretty substantial case of Obama derangement syndrome, as evidenced by his ridiculous campaign for a Nobel Peace Prize, because he will never get over the fact that Barack Obama, a black man, is a far superior man than he is in every imaginable measure, including the fact that that was confirmed by the Nobel Prize Committee's award of the Peace Prize barely into Obama's first successful term as president. And that makes Donald Trump absolutely beside himself with jealousy. Mr. President, meet me at camera 2. No, 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 darling. Green is a terrible color for you right now. With all that orange makeup, you're going to look like you're walking around in a Halloween costume, for crying out loud. Take a tip from your wife. Be best. The problem here is that the FBI and the Justice Department are no longer independent. They are now both wholly owned subsidiaries of the Trump crime syndicate. I was watching The Bulwark this morning, and Tim's guest referred to the Trump administration as a gangster government while discussing John Bolton's FBI raid. And I'm so glad that someone else said it out loud. I've been saying it since the inauguration. But the people Donald Trump doesn't like are in real danger now. With the control that he has over most of the institutions of government, Donald Trump really can order people that he doesn't like to be convicted, regardless of whether they are actually guilty or not. This is just the beginning. As you know, Trump sent Marines to Los Angeles to attempt to deprive Los Angelenos of their First Amendment rights, and now has our military occupying the streets of Washington, D.C. In both instances, he was operating in a constitutional gray area, I admit. In Los Angeles, the Marines were limited to protecting federal buildings and spent the bulk of their stay doing nothing because that's not where the protests were taking place. In Washington, D.C., he didn't have those limitations because Washington, D.C. is not a state and it's under the control of the federal government. Him. On Friday evening, he announced that he intends to send armed U.S. military troops to other American cities, and the cities that he mentioned all have three things in common. They're all Democratic strongholds, they have mayors who are people of color, and they are all sanctuary cities. That is unconstitutional, and there's no more gray area around that. It's also a cross-sectional violation of the Constitution. It's racist and an armed military occupation of American cities on American soil. If Donald Trump is allowed to get away with that, the Constitution is null and void, and what was once the United States becomes the wholly owned subsidiary of a criminal syndicate. And that's how close we are to losing it all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe using the buttons below, and don't forget to check the description box because there's some important information I want you to know about. In the meantime, my name is Gregory, and this has been The View from Out Here. Much love.